Okay, let's take a look at the latest Stats New Zealand release, which was published today on the 13th of October 2025. It is looking at international migration numbers for the year ending August 2025. As you can see, net migration is down to 10,600 people. But that is primarily because so many young Kiwis are leaving and not because Luxon is doing the right thing and reducing the number of migrant arrivals by any substantial number, because he isn't. There is still 112,600 new migrants coming into New Zealand in the year to August 2025. Luxon has this many people arriving as so many Kiwis are finding it hard to secure a job. Luxon has also just last week turned full Marie Antoinette and told 18 and 19-year-old Kiwis who can't get a job because Luxon is letting in so many people to go and eat cake. The sad thing is that Luxon and people like him know what they are doing. They are always on the landlords and the employers' side, never on the renters or the employees' side. They know that letting lots of people into New Zealand gives landlords people to be able to exploit, which keeps the Ponzi from collapsing. And they also know that bringing people in from low-wage economies means that the people coming in appreciate earning a lot more than they were able to back home. Luxon and Co. want us to think that people are moving to New Zealand because it's such an attractive place to be, and it is if you're talking about the beauty of the place. It's hard to beat. But economically, the whole country has been turned into a basket case where for decades, successive governments and their RBNZ lapdogs have solely focused on pumping up a housing Ponzi. This has been a great time for investors and landlords, and in a short-sighted way it's also been good for owner-occupiers too. But how about renters? They have for too long been completely ignored, and what a lot of owners are now realising is that their kids are having to leave New Zealand because their kids have got no chance of getting their own home. The Ponzi has been a complete betrayal and an unmitigated disaster for New Zealand, and it was just not worth it. And getting back to why so many people are still moving to New Zealand. Is it because they can see that Luxon is on the right track? Are we missing something? For migrant arrivals in the August 2025 year, the largest groups were citizens of New Zealand, that's Kiwis coming back, 26,000. India, 18,900. China, 18,400. Philippines, 10,700. Sri Lanka, 6,100. Australia 4,700, United Kingdom 4,600. For migrant departures in the August 2025 year, the largest groups were citizens of New Zealand 73,900 leaving, China 7,600, India 5,500, United Kingdom 5,100, Australia 4,300, United States 3,100, and Philippines 2,700. So some people might be glad to see there's actually more people from the UK now leaving New Zealand than are moving into New Zealand. That's certainly a turn up for the books, that is. So let's look at the 4 countries that have by far the largest number of migrants coming into New Zealand, which are India, China, Philippines and Sri Lanka. Then let's look at what their average wages are in US dollars. First of all, out of 197 countries, New Zealand comes in at number 23 with an average monthly after-tax salary of $2,967. China comes in at number 60 with an average monthly after-tax salary of $1,229. India comes in at number 82 with an average monthly after-tax salary of $735. The Philippines comes in at number 126 with an average monthly after-tax salary of $393. And last but not least, you have Sri Lanka, which comes in at number 172 with an average monthly after-tax salary of $175. Now obviously it is not these people's faults that their country's economies are in such a bad way. I bet most of the people who are migrating are absolutely great people. And I can honestly say, having worked with many Filipinos, that they are some of the most decent, nicest, kind human beings that I have ever had the pleasure to meet. I genuinely like them, and if I had to choose between living on a desert island with 10 whinging Poms like myself, or 10 happy-go-lucky Filipinos, I would choose them any day. But what's happening is not right. Young Kiwis' interests should be being put first. Employers should be forced to train and employ young Kiwis first, and if they cannot do this for some reason, then they should have to prove why. When you look at the hard lives that a lot of these people are escaping from, it's not hard to see why they would jump at the chance of moving to New Zealand. The average wage in New Zealand is 17 times the average Sri Lankan wage. Even the minimum wage in New Zealand is probably about 12 or 13 times the average Sri Lankan wage. So it's obvious that the government is using immigration as a way to keep wages down in New Zealand. It seems crazy to me how so many Kiwi leaders have constantly wanted higher house prices, but at the same time also wanted lower wages. Has there ever been a more obvious recipe for disaster than that? No wonder so many Kiwis have finally had enough and left. Seriously, who can blame them? And the sad thing is that this government won't even miss them. They will just throw the borders open further and get new people to take their place. It is a mystery to me why so many modern governments seem to be actively working against the interests of their own young people. And it's a total betrayal if you ask me. But what do I know? So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers for that.